Here is Barkley. Left side, big hole. Saquon Barkley. Uh-oh! Barkley, goodbye! Dug it in. Doncic, 47.
I'll give him a dog. On a night you have 47 points, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Moss the back, Karras the snap. Moss the block. Burrow going deep. He's got him! Touchdown! Jamar Chase.
LeBron leaked out. They didn't see him. Here he is down court. It's up and in. Will it count? LeBron James at the buzzer. 23-yard completion. Here goes Taylor. With Pierce in front. Touchdown, Colts. Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three. Bang! Bang! He ties the game with 6.3 remaining.
Mahomes flushed out again all the way back. Turning the corner. Fires downfield. Caught. Touchdown.
Timeout. SGA. Probing. Piercing. Spinning. Hanging for the lead. And SGA knocks it down with just under a second to go. Oh, hit, throw. Oh, come on. Justin Jefferson. You got to be kidding. Makes it look so routine. Greatest catch that never existed in NFL history. Edwards puts up a three. It's good. Anthony Edwards once again. Edwards electricity here in game 4. Here's a first and goal. And he's signaling as he backpedals to the 30. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Baltimore. He's in practice. Giannis says no. Back the other way, Trent. Giannis inside. At both ends.
1 second here. Go full screen. Yo, what's up, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props. This is the sharp side. As always, we will recap yesterday first. It was an 0-2 day for us. Royce O'Neal was 2 for 7, and if you remember, we bounced back and forth between him and Grayson. Grayson cashed, Royce didn't. Steph had arguably his worst game of the season. It was a light day for me yesterday. I didn't really like the board. Today's very different. I came out aggressive. I had a lot of plays out by like 8 or 9 a.m. this morning, and I really do like the plays that I have out currently today. We have Are You Live on YouTube? Yes, there is a link down below that'll take you straight to my YouTube, and then you can watch from there. Obviously, like and subscribe there. It helps a lot. Would appreciate that. Appreciate you tapping in over here, though, as well. Looks like we have Chalk in the building this morning. Chalk, how are we doing?
Good morning. I feel like a daily contributor at this point.
Yes, it is nice to have you. I appreciate you for tapping in.
Always thanks for having me. These spaces and opportunities really help a lot in the process. And yeah, I always say that you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. So shout out to you for opening your platform to myself and others that care to join and can contribute when they're available.
Yes, sir. Sounds like you had a pretty good day yesterday too. I did have in terms betting wise, I did have a couple late ads I bet myself that we had spoke about. I ended up taking CJ straight. I took Nall straight. In the Lakers game, I had taken LeBron over straight. We had talked about that. But in terms of released plays on the show, it was just an 0-2 day for me. But I saw you cash the timeline out with another parlay for the people.
Gotta take care of the people on the free side too. The show went well yesterday. The two that I put out on here were, I think, CJ's points and SGA's points, if I remember correctly.
Sounds right.
2-0 here, cashed the timeline and a 9-unit day in the Discord. So overall success, and hope to replicate that. Those numbers don't mean anything as we jump in here today, but it's nice to see that the reads are still going well despite the down days in recent weeks.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Looking to stay hot for you. And, yes, I had a great day 2 days ago. Yesterday was mid. I'm looking to bounce back. So let's start off with the first game today, Toronto versus Indy. You got any thoughts?
My initial leans here, were Scotty's PR without Podol. And that's we've mentioned Jay Huff a lot on this show. I know he's up on the screen now, but his tendency to leak out and shoot those threes opens up a lot of opportunity for rebounding in an already great matchup for power forwards against the Pacers. I'm not sure what the lines leaked out to now for Scotty, but when I initially clicked it, I want to say it was like 23.5. Let me pull up my stuff here so I can get fully in tune with you. And
Yeah,
then
it's 29.5, the PR line.
29.5. That sounds right, actually. I think I'm thinking of Nembhard, who I also like on
It
points and
probably
assists
moved-
today.
I was gonna say Scotty probably moved a little bit on the RJ news. That was this morning, right? Or was he out since last night?
He was listed out when I initially looked, and I
Okay.
think the PR was 28.5 when I looked, but that was like 5 a.m. this morning. So 29.5, I'm still cool with. I wouldn't go at 30.5. Obviously, being what it opened with, and you get pretty much another possession, another 2 possessions, depending on rebounds or points there. But Nembhard has been cashing me with Mathurin out. And I think I saw that Quickly was downgraded as well. So that really hikes my interest in Scotty. No Quickly, no RJ, no Podol. So it's going to be BI, Scotty on the offensive end. CMB has been interesting, Colin Murray-Boyles. But I'm not loving the points and rebounds at 19.5. I think I might go combo there. But I'm throwing a lot of information at you. What are you looking at? Nembhard was one of the ones I really liked today with the points and assists with Mathurin out, because he's just been capitalizing with me, especially at 24.5. It's only 25.5 is not something I would look at, but 24.5 is still available right now. So that's my first click of the day.
I do like the Nembhard PA overlook. As I said, I went through the slate already. I had no straights in this. I did bet under 225.5 full game total this morning. That appears to be going 223, 222 now. So really like my bet on the full game under. Outside of that, though, nothing. Not mad at the Nembhard stuff, though. Don't get me wrong. I do like the Nembhard PAs. It looks green.
I'm still getting settled in here.
Yeah, no Quickly. That was actually when I bet this. I kind of got out in front of the Quickly news, got the under. I like Nembhard PAs if I had to bet a prop. Is the revenge narrative over with Pascal yet?
I think it has to be, right?
It's been a while. They've had their own championship run here. So yeah, I'm not playing anything into the Pascal.
His last 5 isn't super encouraging on the points front. When I do look at Pascal, it typically is points. I know you've been hot on the unders rebounds at 6.5. I think is like the typical line. You're getting 7.5 today, which I'm pretty sure you're gonna like. But yeah, I'm not really looking at Pascal here. It's just, I don't know.
Nothing for me on Pascal's rebounds with no Jakob Podol. I don't want the under.
I hear you.
So yeah, no, we'll move on. Scotty, you said PR. Is that a click or just a lean you looked at this morning?
I think it's gonna turn into a click, because I think it's gonna go up to 30.5. I really hate clicking it after I saw it open. That's just a personal thing with me.
Now I'm the same way. If I can't
see that 20.5, I'm like, come on.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? Let me get Nembhard PA and Scotty PR here.
Okay.
Because there's some games I don't like as well.
Denver Dallas total is steaming up pretty strong right now. Was there injury news in that game? Like, were there questionables?
I don't know if PJ Washington's playing. I know that
Jamal
AD's
Murray
out.
and Aaron Gordon both as well were questionable, weren't they?
They didn't list anything, but they're on a back-to-back. So that's speculation. And being how Denver is super hurt right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Gordon went. I do think Jamal goes. because
Market tells me they're both playing.
What's that?
Market tells me they're both playing.
Okay, yeah. So I liked Tim Hardaway Jr. if Gordon didn't go in this game. I like his threes. And we mentioned the back-to-back trend with Tim Hardaway Jr. If you want to pull that up on the screen, specifically his threes. So those last two games, 7 of 11 and 7 of 12. So he does pop them on back-to-backs. But the caveat there is knowing who was in and out of those lineups for Denver. That's why I liked it without Gordon, because I think he provides that extra spark, the same breadth that we liked CJ McCollum yesterday. So I think he can hang around in the second unit with.
Did you realize one of those back-to-backs was this exact matchup?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't hear you say it. If you said it, I did not realize that until just now.
No, I didn't mention it, but I did notice that earlier when looking. If you don't think that Jamal Murray is going, then just get in on Jalen Pickett now. So if we talked about injury prediction before, and if you are in tune with the Nuggets and have a good feel for that, Jalen Pickett would be the pivot if Murray does not go. You want to get him now before the news is announced, obviously, and it still might be a good play if the over steaming up. And then, I mean, you can't ignore Peyton Watson either. So the thing I was looking at here was Hardaway Jr.'s threes, and his 3 threes has bumped up from -128 to -140 since I clicked it this morning. So that's the one I have.
Sam Heck, appreciate you tapping in this morning, bro. Appreciate the likes and the retweets. Let me get my shout outs out to my peoples. Sam, Rubber Band Raw Rock, Chalk, and M Night. Appreciate all y'all tapping in. Appreciate the likes and the retweets. Wingman, Night Fox, and Mailman. Appreciate the likes. Mr. D, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the likes and the retweets as well. Mr. D has been a regular around here, so appreciate all my regulars, man. I think if I don't bet this right now, I'm at least running it. I know they're number 2 versus catch and shoot, number 3 from above the break. But that has not really mattered to Hardaway Jr. this year, bro. Like, if we're going to keep it a buck, it's really – he's done well in those matchups down Jokic.
Yeah, I really love Hardaway Jr. here if Christian Braun does play. I think that Christian would be in the starting lineup, assuming they're going full health. Jamal, Christian, Spencer Jones, Peyton Watson, Aaron Gordon, right? And Tim Hardaway leading the second charge, and he gets the matchup of Clay.
Yep.
So they might just go band for band on the outside.
Yeah, that game I'm actually going to probably have most of my volume closer to after the injury report comes out. Let's circle back to Cleveland versus Philly. I got one game. I have two. I have 2 plays in this game. First, I got Donovan Mitchell over 26.5 points this morning. Let's see if that's – all right, that's gone. Shout-outs to Discord. There is a free trial in the YouTube. And then if you want a free trial on X, all you got to do is comment below. I'll get you plugged in. I got it at a great price this morning, too. 26.5 -118, or maybe it was -120. No, I think it was -115 at MGM is where I got it. I think the chart speaks for itself, but this one really, like, I don't care about the chart. It's Donovan Mitchell at this number is an auto bet for me. 46 in the last matchup versus Philly. This is a game that saw Darius Garland. This is a game that saw Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. They were completely healthy outside of DeAndre Hunter. The volume speaks for itself. He had 11 3-point attempts, 21 field goal attempts. Also think he had, where was the free throws? He had a handful of free throws, 10 free throws. He went 10 for 10 from the free throw line in that game. So 21 field goal attempts doesn't even tell the full story. It was closer to 26. I really the read for me here is 18 or more field goal attempts. I did just lose on a Donovan Mitchell over recently. I think it might have been Utah. I think it was Utah. Did he have 24 field goal attempts in that game? No, it wasn't Utah. It would have been maybe Denver, maybe Charlotte. It was within the last month. I lost on a Donovan Mitchell read that he took 24 field goal attempts. He just went like 6 for 24 or something. I'll live with those misses. I got the volume I was expecting. He just, he's human. He's not going to make every shot. Some nights he's going to not play well. We're just trying to find a good value, good volume spot. So this is what I have for Donovan Mitchell tonight, 18 plus field goal attempts. I don't believe there is a ceiling. I know sometimes people are like, oh, but there's going to be a max. Like, yeah, there's a max, but what is it? Theirs is at 36. Okay, maybe 28 is the max. If you told me he shot 30 times tonight, not surprised. Would not be surprised at all. Let's say it's 28 or less. Then he's over an 83% of games played this season, averaging 31.2. We've talked about what he's done versus Philadelphia already this season in the past. This one was pretty easy. Donovan Mitchell. Then Sam Merrill. Again, I'm just going to plug the Discord. I'll come up here and give it to you for free. You might not get the same odds we did. I ran over 11.5 this morning on Sam Merrill. Those are all gone now as well. I still like the 12.5. Don't get me wrong. I do still like the 12.5. There was a little bit of some injury concern last game. I think it's his left hand, non-shooting hand. I still think we're going to get the volume tonight. He actually, I think, played well. Yeah, he had 14 points in the last matchup versus Philadelphia earlier this season. His role was smaller than it is now. As I said, though, DeAndre Hunter did miss that game. That's my two plays. I do want to bet Maxey's overs. I want to bet this so bad. I don't know if I'm going to. Chalk, I'm going to open it up to you. Thoughts on this game?
I co-signed the Donovan stuff, and I'll just say it right now. For those that follow me on Twitter, Donovan Mitchell 25 plus will be a leg because I did opt into a 50% boost. So we always talk about taking the straight lines in these parlays that I construct, and then taking the alt lines for the stars because they're always over inflated. Especially in the case with Donovan Mitchell, who went for 46 last time against the Sixers on 21 field goal attempts. Did go 10-10 from the line. I think he went 6 for like 12 or 6 for 11 from 3. 18 to 20 field goal attempts should probably be booked. I love that projection from you. So I'm going to take the Donovan Mitchell stuff. I love taking Maxey and Embiid 25 plus each when they're playing. I'm not going to go there tonight. I'm not going to go with anything on the Sixers side. I think I'm just cool with Donovan 25 as a leg piece, and I'll ride with that 27.5 is the number I got minus 120 as a straight.
Yeah, not mad at it. I was actually shocked we got the 26.5 this morning. So, yeah, I do really like both of those. So was there nothing else in this game you were going to target outside of Maxey and Embiid? I know you said you usually bet the 25 and weren't going tonight. I actually really like that. Like if all three of those stars hit 25 tonight, I would not be shocked. If that's over plus 100, it's tempting.
It is tempting, but I just don't like anything on the Sixers side tonight. I've been watching a couple Sixers games just because they're a local market that they've been on. Not my favorite team to watch in the NBA. I actually prefer watching like the Jazz or Hornets or something like that because they're way more entertaining. Sixers don't play entertaining basketball, but there's a lot of times where Maxey plays off ball, and Embiid is facilitating, and the amount of possessions where Maxey has the ball in his hands, it's a little discouraging watching the game. I know he hits his numbers, but it feels like it's like on like the last layup with like 4 minutes to go in the game, not like his last shot of the game. And I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not really comfortable with his volume on a night-to-night basis. It's a little inconsistent. So I want to stay off Maxey tonight on the matchup. I know that he should have a good game, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does. But I'm not I'm not going to go there with his points line. VJ's interesting too, but I'm just going to ride with Mitchell here.
J-Main, appreciate you tapping in. What's going on? Everything I have played today is running down there at the bottom. I'm going to agree with you, bro. I'm probably not running anything on the Philly side of the ball tonight, but yeah, Donovan is a good to go. Let's move on to Brooklyn versus New Orleans. We both talked a little bit about this game in the calling the shots show this morning. Damn. I released Saddiq Bey points over. I don't know if you were the one talking about PRs. I know somebody was. I'm okay with this with or without Herb Jones. I know there's a little bit of an injury he was dealing with, and he's coming off of a back-to-back. But he's performed really well in back-to-backs this season. So Saddiq Bey over 13.5, which is still available, is my only one in this game. What do you like?
Yeah, I did mention Saddiq Bey only because of the strong trend that was flowing before he went out with injury of his history without Herb Jones. And I know that you're playing it with or without him. So I did mention the PRs without Herb have been kind of just the money train this year. We did also talk about the Brooklyn Nets and their defense against three-pointers. I love Trey Murphy. He's won me a lot of money. I'm staying off Trey Murphy here. I do like Zion's points. He kind of didn't show up last night, and I think that was more of the guys around him. You know, Trey had a great game. I think he had one for 30, and then a lot of guys were in double digits for the Pelicans last night against the Nuggets team that we were just talking about. I'm not going to go back to Trey Murphy, his threes. We are also talking about Michael Porter Jr. Is he going to play? Is he going to suit up? If he does, I'm taking his threes. If he doesn't, then I'm not taking anything on that side.
No arguments there. I completely agree with you. I don't think they will play him just because I think he's already traded and they got to wait till tomorrow to push it through. And even if he's not already traded, he's already established his trade value. Like, I don't really think it's going up. Like, what does he need to do? He's averaging what? 26 points, 7.5 boards, 3.5 assists, 3.8 threes. You know, his trade value is not going up. So I don't think he plays tonight. And I don't have anything on the Brooklyn side of the ball either. I like Zion. Like, he played 31 minutes in the last back-to-back, so he's probably going to get full run. I know Prop was talking about Jordan Poole in the other spaces. Poole it's only been 2 back-to-backs. What's Poole's threes at? I don't like them versus catch and shoot though. I like them versus catch and shoot. I hate them versus pick and roll ball handlers though. So probably nothing for me on Poole. And then I will say Trey Murphy's threes at the price. There's some 150s out there, right? Like I would almost be tempted to put that as like a little lay piece. If I can get 150, 160 with Zion in, I'm interested, but not as a straight leg.
Yeah, I hear you there. I don't think Trey Murphy particularly cares about the defense.
Exactly. Like, he's going to shoot 8 times regardless.
He's going to take his shots from where he wants. I don't know about the quality of shot that he'll get. And it was actually interesting that you mentioned Zion on back-to-back, because then I kind of just leaned back into Trey Murphy after talking myself out of him for the better part of the morning. So this is why we lab. That's
right, man.
To your Jordan Poole point, back-to-backs without Jose Alvarado. His points look good.
That's what it was.
Yeah, his points look good. You know what? In the spirit of making money with the guys you can count on, I'm not a pool party guy. I'm not. I see the angle. I see the charts and everything. Do it if you want. But it's just straight personal preference for me. I'm not a pool party guy. So I won't be betting on him. Definitely won't be betting his threes. What's his threes to field goal attempt ratio? So he took 9 shots last game against Brooklyn. 8 of them were from 3, but that was last year. So let's go.
In his last 10 games, he's averaging 7 threes and 10 field goals. On the season, it's 8 threes and 12.5 field goals. So it's 3 out of every 4 shots is a 3.
Right. So his points are going to come from his threes.
Yep.
Do you trust him to hit 3 threes more than you trust him to score 14 points? Probably, right?
I like playing plus 145 a lot better than minus 0.2.
Right. So that's what I would look at if I was looking at Jordan Poole. I would just probably take his threes. But I'm not betting him. I'm not betting Jordan Poole. Your silence is deafening because you're thinking about betting Jordan Poole.
No. J-Main said someone made a trade. I think he meant to say, is someone making a trade? ? I just had to double check Underdog real quick. I was scared. No, I'm good on this game, man. I'm good. If you're good, I'm good. Let's move on to Utah versus Chicago. I got 1 in this one. Matas Buzeles. Hopefully I'm saying buddy's name right. I really don't feel like Kobe White's playing tonight. He might. I just feel like he's also a trade piece. But regardless, without Giddey, he's over in 6-9 this year. A couple, 17, 15. It was really tight. Even his misses were really tight. So I like him for 15 plus if you're looking to water it down. 26 plus minutes without Giddey. He's over in 6-7. I like his field goal attempt volume is right around 12 to 17, really 14 to 17 with 1 stinker. And then this looks good with or without Kobe. I will say, obviously, it's a small sample regardless, right? But the game with Kobe, he had 12 field goal attempts, 4 3-point attempts, and I think he had a couple free throws. Yeah, 5 for 6 from the free throw line. So Buzeles over 17.5. That is my only official one in this game.
You're not looking at Keontae?
Nope, not looking at Keontae. You like Keontae?
No Laurie?
Laurie I did look at this morning. He smoked the fuck out of him in the last matchup, like 47.
Okay, it's the highest total on the board. That's why I'm asking about the star players.
Highest total, most variance. This bitch going to be a blowout one way or the other.
I think the Jazz might beat the shit out of them. And I know.
Where is this one? Utah or Chicago?
It's in Chicago based on the start time. I don't think I even need to say it anymore. Nurkic assist. Rebounds and assists, also a great play tonight. I love betting Nurkic, one of my guys, the same way that Jordan Poole is not one of my guys. Sweetest matchup you can ask for a center is against Vucevic, who I also like betting assists for. But I don't trust the supporting cast for the Bulls in their current situation with Giddey out and Zach Collins out and Kobe White in and out of the lineup. So I think that Nurkic, PRA, is going to be my play. And I do think he has potential to flirt with a triple-double tonight. Yes, I know he does not have one this year. But if you're hanging 2,800 on him, I like the matchup so much that I'm willing to go there. He has had 8 assists in a game. He has had 9 assists in a couple of games. He has a great rebounding matchup. He can get 10 points pretty easily against Vucevic. Again, it's a 2,800, so don't combine it with anything and don't put your rent money on it. But that's just one of the value plays that I like today.
I like the PRA look, honestly. Vucevic is not a good defender.
No.
Circling to Vucevic, we got a request on Vuc's threes. Night Fox and J-Main both are looking at Vuc's threes. You got any opinions tonight? I know you like to bet Vuc as well.
I do. I looked at that 3 for 3 in the last 3 against them. Kind of indicative of where Nurkic is defending. I like his attempts in the matchups and even in recent games too. Last 10, he's attempted 4 and a quarter. I don't mind Vucevic's threes at all over 1.5. And I think that's obviously a weakness of the Jazz. And that's kind of why I like Nurkic's PRA, is because Vuc does pop out there and Nurkic does not. So there might be some free rebounds there for Big Nurk.
I'd probably lean under Vucevic's rebounds.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially if Laurie does suit up.
Ross, I do like it. Laurie downgraded to doubtful. Huge. I missed that.
Well,
24 seconds ago. Shout outs to my guy Ross. Hey guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go steam chase this. Bulls money? No, I don't like the price. I might just leave it alone. Do I want this money line real quick? 159 at Rivers. You got to put a little something on that, don't you? I won't track this against my record, but I got to make a little something here. Still open. It is still open.
I love when we're talking about games and everything goes off the board.
Right. Yeah. Facts. Yeah, this one is about to disappear too. So, all right, I got what I needed in. Let's move on to the next one. Would love to see Kobe White downgraded in that game. Would love to see it. Denver versus
Trey Jones double if he is.
Oh, absolutely. Have to bet it. Have to bet it. Yeah. Hey, I do really like Vucevic's threes over. I'm sure everything's going to lock, so I'll probably add that later in the day. I do like that over. So there's not a lot of lines out for Denver, and I think that's kind of because they're on the back-to-back. We don't really know who is and is not playing tonight. We've also got P.J. Washington as a game-time decision. At minimum, Christian Braun is a game-time decision. So do you have any thoughts in this game? I mean, I think Clay had 3 threes in the matchup earlier this season. Yeah, 3 threes in the matchup earlier this season. 5 attempts. He just shot it well. Jamal Murray, he's obviously a candidate to look for the over. Do you have any thoughts? I really don't, but do you have any thoughts?
Murray cashed for me last night on his 34.5 points and assists. He actually had 35 points, so that was fairly easy. I'm not going to take him on the back-to-back. So the only look here that I have with the injury news that we have currently is Tim Hardaway's 3 threes as a leg piece. I mentioned that it was 128 earlier. It's up to 140 now. I'm assuming that anyone on this Nuggets team is going to be out tonight. So whether it's Murray, Gordon, maybe Braun gets downgraded, I don't know. And I don't know how you stray away from Peyton Watson's points and rebounds tonight without P.J. Washington and Anthony Davis. So that's also a look. I know we talked about him yesterday. I think he cashed pretty easily. He's been a wagon. But his number is at 26.5. So you really have to believe in him for the points and rebounds. Like, you're getting close to Scotty Barnes without RJ and Quickly. That's where we are with Peyton Watson.
Yep, 31 last night.
Mm-hmm.
31, 7, and 5.
He's a young guy, so I'm not really worried about the back-to-back stuff.
Yeah, me neither.
I would actually like him more on back-to-back, so I'm interested to see what the data suggests there with his production on back-to-back, but it's so hard to get those real numbers. Yeah.
You can't even break it down to points per possession. Like, that's what I'll like to do if you have like someone sliding in. Let me try to think of a good example. Jaime Jaquez to Tyler Hero. You can almost like get Jaquez's points per minute, rebounds per minute, assists per minute, and like project out from there because the offense is still going to be ran similarly, right? If you take Nikola Jokic out of an equation, it's just everything changes. There's like it's until you get new data, nothing matters. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. And he had 31 last night. Hit 1-3 against the Pelicans. But there's been games where he's shot, up to 7 to 9 threes, I think.
Yeah, he had 9 versus Cleveland, 7 versus Boston, 6 versus Milwaukee.
Which is kind of encouraging because his point distribution is kind of shot proof, if you will, and shot selection. And that's kind of the best way I can say it. He's going to get his one way or another. So when it comes to like looking at matchups, he is a pretty versatile player and is obviously still growing into a better player. I wouldn't hate his points here, but I want to wait until we get firm injury news. And I think this one kind of relies on Aaron Gordon being out for me to really want to take Peyton Watson's points. And I know they played last night and Peyton Watson had 31 and Gordon had 16. Peyton Watson did play 40 minutes last night. So I think they cut back on his minutes a little bit tonight to like 35-ish.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree. I don't think he's running back-to-back 40s. I agree 100%.
No, that resistance down low for the Mavericks is uninspiring right now. And I have to imagine, where do you put Cooper Flagg defensively? Is he going to be guarding Jamal Murray? Does he blow right by him? Because at this point in time, Peyton Watson's your number 2.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I would put Cooper Flagg on Peyton Watson.
Where do you put Najee Marshall? Spencer?
Probably Spencer, yeah. I don't know. This is the type of stuff I hate speculating on, though.
Yeah,
What's their defensive matchup going to be? But with the injuries and stuff, like kind of what we have to look at.
100% what you have to look at. Like, yeah, that's kind of like that's how you find the diamonds in the rough this time of year, especially. I don't know. That's a good question. I like Peyton Watson's PRs. I lean that. That would probably be it for me in this. I did like Flagg's assist, but it was pricey. 4.5, like 140, 130. Actually, that 4.5, 130 would be okay by me. Let me look at that again. Props, open link in new tab.
I think I'd rock with the rebounds and assist combo.
Yeah, that's my lean as well for Peyton.
For Flagg, I mean.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, Flagg has he's done well against his team scoring the basketball too. Because we know what defense the Nuggets don't play down low. But last game Jokic was in and Flagg went for 33. I'm gonna circle this game to come back on because I want to know for sure who's playing and who's not because it changes my perspective on the props.
Yeah. I might do something outlandish today. I'll probably bet the assists over straight, sprinkle the double-double, and sprinkle the triple-double for less.
I don't mind that pick at 10 plus points either.
Do you guys check splits or no? What do you mean by splits?
What kind
like
of splits?
home away?
Home road, head to head.
Yeah,
back to
what kind
back.
of splits? I do. Yeah, I check them all, but some matter, some don't. So you got to take everything with a grain of salt. But yeah, like I'll look at a head to head, and it'll definitely weigh in
All
my
the
option.
splits create the fuller picture. So everything is being taken into account. But there is a lot of stuff to look at. So there might be some things that we don't see. So if you see something that we're not touching on, please feel free. Let us know.
Yeah, always. I know a lot of people are high on Najee this year, but that line look a little high. I don't know, 19 and a half. I don't want to touch it. Do you? J-Main, that's an interesting one. The home road splits, do I pay attention to them? It means more to me for young players, rookies, maybe your second year. A lot of times they will play better at home. If you're asking me, do I pay attention to home road splits for someone like Donovan Mitchell? No. Rebounds and assists offer their own different. There's certain times where you feel like you're getting a inflated number. Jaren Jackson Jr. steals and blocks 2 years ago. If you looked at the home road difference, it was drastic. And so there can be times where a home crowd grades better than others, and you really got to get into the weeds for that. On a wholer perspective, very little. In reality, yes, some.
There are two home road splits that I like to look at. It's Utah and New Orleans.
And they are
Because
very
of how
drastic.
they are very drastic because of how the elevation or lack thereof affects certain things. But as a whole, home road splits are very contingent on matchup that day. So it's not something that I'll harp on. But if there is a trend, then you have to take notice of it. But as Prop mentioned, home road splits really pique my interest with younger guys because of sight lines and mostly 3-pointers. So if there was a younger guy this year, I would be interested to see what VJ's home road splits were for 3-pointers. But that's really where is actually worse at home than he is on the road. That's where I would kind of look at those things. But yeah, it definitely factors into the greater picture, but not the be all end all for a lot of things.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Who was the threes we were talking about earlier that I said? Oh, it was Trey Murphy at 2.5. Don't be surprised if you see me on Trey Murphy, Tim Hardaway Jr., 3+ each, probably like plus 200 or so. It's alive. All right, let's move on to the New York versus Sacramento game. You have any thoughts?
No
Me
thoughts
neither.
there.
I kind of hated the bottom half of the board.
Yeah, it's gonna be an early night, which I'm kind of grateful for. Sometimes
Low key, same.
nothing stuck out here. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Brunson had himself a game, but I wouldn't be surprised if Knicks won by 25. I'm not going to count on the Kings for anything at this point. There's really no player on that team that I'm like eager to look at. I will say one guy, and I know he's not available on most of the mainstream sports books, but I saw when looking at my data apps today that he is available on like an underdog, is Dylan Cardwell. He's a big off the bench for Sacramento. He rebounds the ball at a very efficient rate, despite his minutes. And he got 9 rebounds in 10 minutes against Dallas a couple of days ago. He's only playing maybe 18 minutes a game in the last 5. Well, I guess he's kind of ticking up recently. He's playing about 20 minutes over his last 10. But his 5.5, if you can get that on underdog, if this is a blowout, then Cardwell's going to get some run. And he's really tough. He's a big guy. So I'm not really afraid of Mitchell Robinson or especially Karl-Anthony Towns. He does the dirty work, and he doesn't really score. So his sole job out there is to grab boards, and that's what he was at Auburn, playing next to Johnny Broome. So anybody that watched the tournament last year or Auburn throughout the year is kind of familiar with Dylan Cardwell and his grittiness.
Yeah, no, I mean, not available in a lot of big books, but it does make sense. Ross, this is my one look, although we're close. You said deuce points. I like deuce threes. I mean, I guess if he hits 2 threes, he's probably, or 3 threes, he's probably getting 10.5. It's almost exactly 2/3 of his shots come from the 3-point line. They both look green. You're probably cool on either. What's Sacramento versus catch and shoot? It's disgusting, isn't it?
I thought it was pretty bad.
I think they're like 27, 28.
Yeah, Deuce is the homie. I'm never going to say no to Deuce problems with Landry out.
It's 13th, so they're more middle of the pack than bottom of the pack. Yeah, it's just between points and threes for me, Ross. It's also a 12-point spread, so let me factor that in. Man, I do like it, Ross. I do like it. Y'all know I don't love these big spreads, but I do like it. If I had to bet anything, Ross, that's it. Maybe we get McBride on a threes lay. DeMar has low-key been hooping. Do you have any thoughts there?
No. Is Deuce McBride blowout proof?
So I don't know because his role's changed. He was blowout proof, but now I don't know. Let me go look at the last blowout. Lakers 36, Houston 22. I think he is.
Because without Landry.
It's kind of weird for a starter to be blowout proof.
Yeah.
He's coming off the bench tonight. Brunson, Bridges, Hart, OG, Towns. I think he's blowout proof tonight.
I think he's blowout proof tonight too, just because Hart's in tonight and he's been missing some time recently. Jordan Clarkson would also be interesting, I guess. But I'm trying to see who else would play. Like it would be like, I don't know, maybe Kolek gets that extra run because he's been relegated. Yeah, I think that I mean McBride's a homie, as I mentioned, so never mad at his points or threes. I'm just not interested in this game.
McBride, Trey Murphy, Tim Hardaway, threes lay. You're talking my language, Ross. 2-2-2, 3-3-3, maybe 4-4-4.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah, you're talking my language. Probably go 1 unit on the twos, quarter unit on the threes, 10th on the fours. The fours lays probably plus 2,000. So, you crack that, you're going to win 2 units off a 10th. Yeah, Ross, I like that. I like that a lot. You talked about Clarkson. I don't know how I feel about that.
He's not for me, but I was just going through the depth chart and seeing who would be
getting
that run in the event of a blowout.
All right, let's move to an even worse blowout that I have nothing in. Wizards, Clippers. I believe this one is in LA, but let me double check that. It's the late game.
It is.
Yeah, it's the 10:30 game. Yep. Yeah, I don't got shit, bro. You got anything in this one?
I want to know who's going in this one.
You think they sit live because they don't need them?
I don't think they need anybody tonight.
Right. But they do need wins.
But somebody needs to play, and whoever plays is going to put up buckets. I think that Zubac or Kawhi sit. So I'm already looking at John Collins points and rebounds combo. I'm not really looking at John Collins rebounds alone. So I guess the points would be the play. And I like John Collins threes. And the reason I say it now is because I think these numbers won't be available, obviously, when Zubac or Kawhi, if they get ruled out. So that would be the only look or play I have today for this game. Not really interested in much of the Clippers bench in the event of a blowout. I can see this game being a lot closer if Kawhi doesn't play. So it's something to monitor. If Kawhi doesn't play, I think this is a relatively close game until like middle of the third, maybe. But I don't think, you have a Wizards team that's playing with nothing to lose. So I can't really rule them out, especially with a short-handed squad against the Clippers. And the Clippers can't really defend the three. So if you like threes, maybe it's your time to take like a Sar or a Trey Johnson or somebody to that effect.
Maybe a John Collins threes.
Yes.
All right, so I'll say this, y'all. And you'll almost never hear me say this, but this is for the betterment of the entire NBA. We all need the Clippers to win tonight. A win tonight would put them in as the 10 seed, 4 straight wins. We need them in the playoffs. So OKC doesn't get another draft pick. I hate the Clippers more than any other NBA team, and unfortunately, I have to be a fan of them to at least be a top 8 seed this season. So let's go Clippers. I think they're well aware where they stand as well. So they're probably going to sit somebody, but I don't think it's going to be everybody. They're just not in the position. Mavericks on their ass. They're not really worried about Jazz, Kings, Pelicans, but they also have to overtake Trailblazers, Warriors, Suns, somebody in there, and they're pretty far behind it, the Suns and up. So I think we obviously get 38 minutes of Harden tonight. I agree with what you said, though. I think we see a competitive game till like mid to late third, and then we see the Clippers pull away here. Outside of me thinking the Clippers win this game handily and John Collins threes, I got nothing for y'all.
Nope. John Collins is my only look if anybody's ruled out.
I think Prop said Trey Jones went crazy on the road this year. Is that right?
Trey Johnson.
Yeah, and it's also we're getting that 1.5 line again. It's juiced. The 2.5s are all like plus 135. There are 1.5 minus 190s out there. So yeah, no, that looks green if you're willing to bet that. That looks like another lay piece, but I don't like the 3+ as a straight.
His 2+ would probably be in that 2+ parlay that you mentioned.
Right, I like that.
But I'm not betting it.
Agreed. All right, man, that wraps up the slate. Anything else you want to talk about NBA related? I did my job, man. I got in here early this morning, got everything I liked ready. We ran back through it, no late ads, which I kind of like. I will go through the slate again at 5 or 6 and maybe have some ads based on injury news. But anything for you? Anything official you want to drop?
No, super efficient. Shout out CJ McCollum last night, and just wait on some injury news and some certain games before you place your bets. I'd rather have the certainty than uncertainty because it could really kill your night. The margins in what we do are very slim.
Facts.
So, especially if you're betting the stars in those games, I would wait and not have your money tied up and wait for a void, and then just kind of and pivot. So be adaptable, be a chameleon, and best of luck to everybody tonight.
Agreed. All right. I am going to run us through the recap and call it. I do appreciate all of y'all for tapping in this morning. A couple plays out. Donovan Mitchell over 26.5 points. Sam Merrill over 11.5 points. Matas Buzeles over 16.5 points. Sadiq Bey over 13.5 points. And the Raptors at Pacers under 225.5 full game total. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Best of luck tonight. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Until then, man, let's